Hi everyone, how's it going? Nick Gardner, feeling much better today, thank you. Thanks for all the well wishes and everything. Thank you for everyone who commented on the last couple of videos yesterday. I think putting out 3 videos in one day was a bit optimistic, considering under the weather. Oh, ice cream ban. Right, yeah, today, so I'm going to put on, prick out and put on cauliflower cheesy F1s. Only 2 of them look any good, really. 2 of them look a bit runty, but we'll prick them out anyway. I can basically reuse the Super 7 for something else then. I'm going to also do the Sun Golds. Got 5 of those. They all germinated, but 2 of them look a little bit runty as well. These 2 here. I'm going to get all them in today. I've also got in this side California Reaper Pepper sent by Elaine from Allotment Joy, and I have actually promised to eat one if I get one ready, but they're quite a long growing season and I've not long started it, so I might have to try and keep that growing on with lights during the winter time, try and keep it going for next year. So I'll use the same soil mix as last time, basically homemade worm castings, leaf mould and compost, and a bit of vermiculite. All been sifted, so it's shouldn't be too bad to get the roots out. I shouldn't get tangled up too bad. It should be quite easy to free out. And sorry if you can hear the greenhouse rattling. It's still quite choppy today, so I wouldn't have been able to put the nets up at the allotment today either, so hopefully it'll die down by tomorrow. Okay, so I've not got to be too careful with damaging anything on this side because there's nothing there. So we're going to go for the 2 best ones first. So I just want to loosen the soil around them before I tease them out. Try and get as much root as I can. And ideally, there's quite a lot of root in all that. Yeah. So I'll do this little one first. I want to try and get it as deep as where the 2 little baby leaves are. That'll do. So I'm not really disturbed that root at all. So on these, what I'll do is best just to try and flicker a little bit of compost. I always hold them by the leaves, don't hold them by the stems. If you rip a leaf off, that will regrow, but a stem won't. So this compost is probably a little bit too wet. Let's just try and pull them apart like that. Oh, that's pretty good. So the roots don't like light either really, so try and shade them from the bright light. I'll pop that in. Okay. A little extra handful of compost for that one. So hopefully my arm wasn't in the way. If it is in the way, sorry. Maybe move it over this way. But yeah, so there's a little seedling there that can come out. This other one. And you can use your little dibber to help get the roots down a bit lower. In fact, I could probably do a bigger hole than that. But yeah, make sure you don't damage that stem. If you damage your root or the leaf, that's fine. When I was filling these up, I didn't compact it down or anything. I wanted to leave it as fluffy as possible. If you compact it down, it's harder to get the dibber in to make a nice hole for it. And let's try this last little runty one. There's a little bit of root coming out the bottom of that. Let's take a little bit of soil off. Yeah, sometimes you don't even have to hold them. Just take out any little bigger bits of twig and stuff. Right, now you can give them a bit of a tap. And I'm going to give them a bit of water, help settle those roots in. Okay, and what I'll do, pop these down here with the tag. Cheesy F1 cauliflowers. So they're picked out. I'm not too sure what to do with this compost. Generally, when I discard it or reuse it for something else, well, don't discard. You know, if I reuse it for something else, I'll have loads of seedlings coming up with it. So it's like the seeds don't want to germinate when I want them to. I just do it when they feel like it. Okay, so this one is going to be for the sun golds, and like I say, I've got to be careful with this little Carolina Reaper here. I didn't use no mycorrhizal fungi with the brassicas because it doesn't work with brassicas. So what I'm going to do, oh, there's a bit of a twig there. I might make a hole for these tomatoes first, because you know what I'm like. If I just do it as I go along, I'm bound to forget. In fact, that compost isn't really wet enough at the moment. Should have probably wet this compost a bit more, just to make it hold its. Just put a little bit of mycorrhizal fungi in there anyway. Yeah, it would have held its shape a bit better if I'd have moistened the compost down a bit, and possibly, you know, create less transplant shock. Right, I think what I'll do is I'll work my way down towards the big ones, considering the little Carolina Reapers just there. I'll try and get underneath it all. And that one looks like it's coming out okay. So yeah, and then pop them in furthest away from you as well. Because if you pop them in nearest to you, you can damage them. Right, so that's that first one done quite easily. Oh, didn't get much soil with that one, that's alright. There's a little dibber. So I don't really like doing them too small. I don't want to get it too deep either, really. It's not like they're leggy or anything, these. Oh, just holding my arm up makes it twinge. I'm getting old and decrepit. Okay, let's try and get a bit of that soil off, make it a bit lighter. Okay, you can go in there then. That's alright. Right, last two. See if we can get these out together. They might be growing slightly together. Well, that one looks like it might be alright. Come out. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Otherwise this is going to be a terrible video, isn't it? Let's put it in this one, it's got a bit bigger hole. Okay, last one. And that came out fine as well. Now, I'm not really planted these much deeper than what they are, because I don't really need it, they're not that leggy, but if I do go leggy you can obviously plant them a bit deeper. But right, let's give them a little drink. Hopefully they should be alright. Give them a nice watering in. Right, I need to be careful of that Carolina Reaper. Yeah, so I've left one cell empty as well. That's so I can water them easier in the trays. And I've only got 5, there's no point filling up an extra one. But that's a little tip from Ali D. Okay, so I'm going to give these a little bit of a soak from underneath with some water, just to make sure they're completely watered well. And yeah, we're going to stay out here. The tomatoes are today because it's nice and sunny. But, and the cauliflowers will go up there in a minute with the other brassicas behind the camera. Yeah, so I'm going to put on the peas in a minute. Just got to try and sort out some compost. I'm only going to do the Kent Blue today because they're a bit taller. They're more likely to get tangled up now I've got the tendrils growing. Might have a little bit of problem underneath. The roots are quite matted up, so I'm going to have to lift them out there in a minute. Detangle all the roots. Detangle all the roots. And yeah, we'll get them in. Probably, don't know, maybe get half of them in, and then I'm not sure, probably put half in the garden somewhere over there. Okay, I managed to find some old compost. I had the old chimney pots, which are actually from this house, and I took them over to Never Hayford, and I used to grow courgettes with them out the front. Well, I did for the first couple of years. I think last time I did it, I actually grew tomatoes. But yeah, I did quite well out there because it was full sun all day. But yeah, so I dug out that compost from out the chimney pot, and it was definitely homemade compost. I'll show you it. It looks very, very eggshelly, and it's got lots of pumpkin seeds and all sorts in it. Surprisingly, I didn't actually see any worms in it, but it's been there for, you know, been out in front of the house for about a year and what have you, been here for a while. So I'm going to revitalise it just with a little bit of bloodfish and bone, not a lot. So this is going to stay at the bottom of the container, and yeah, I'm going to put a mixture. It's about 60-40 leaf mould and compost, which I've mixed together and is in this container just here. I'm going to pour that on top of this. And I don't really want to mix all that in through with it, but where's my little claw? Let's give that a little bit of a mix through. I don't think my compost really needs the extra nutrients for peas, but this stuff's so depleted that it could probably do with a bit of a kick extra nutrients. The bloodfish and bone's quite balanced. It's 556. Well, I'll just lift this out of the way and I'm going to show you what's going on with the pea roots. Yeah, so when I lifted these out earlier, you can see that under there. There's excess soil from the tray. I don't really want to put the roots in direct sunlight. I'm just going to try and tickle that soil. I've changed the bloody view of the camera, haven't I? And it probably would have been better for you to be in the other position for this video and this position for the other video. Not the other video, the first part, sorry. Right, I'm just going to bang all them off. Hopefully they should just push out now. Yeah, that's okay. Right, so I left them purposely quite dry so it'd come out quite easy. Right, don't want to do my back any more injuries, so I'll use my knees. Right, yeah, I'm just going to pour this, and hopefully it's going to fill it up. Well, not fill it totally, but give it a decent amount in there so that the peas are going to be happy going in it. and it's probably going to settle a bit as well, this top bit. It's not perfect by a long way, it's quite short. 20 hours later. I'll be alright, peas will be alright in that. Right. All I'm going to do then, try not to snap these roots off as I'm getting them out. I'm just going to push one out at a time. Ooh, it's a bit crumbly. Maybe I should have watered it. I thought that maybe this mix is a bit too light. Let's try another one. I might have to give him a bit of water. Yeah, right. Cancel that then. I'm going to have to give these a bit of a drink for a while. I'll bring you back when they're ready to come out. Oh, nothing ever goes according to plan, does it? Right, let's put them this side and give them a drink in there. Okay, we're back. So one of the main tips is when you're potting on your peas or anything, make sure the soil is sufficiently moist enough so that it doesn't all crumble to bits when it comes out. Right, that's all nicely moist there. Let's see if I can angle that out like that. Right, while I was waiting for the peas to soak up some more moisture, I mixed up a little bit more compost and just topped this up a bit, so I'm a bit more happier now. It's only what 2-3 inches below the top. Right, I've got my little trowel ready there. I don't know how many I'm going to fit in really. Oh, it's still not. I think they need to be soaked more maybe. Right, hang on, this one's coming out right. Yeah, look, it should come out like that. So I wish I had my little ball planter, but I left it at the allotment, didn't I? So start first part away. I'm not going to squish him in too much just yet. But how many we're going to try and get in here? I don't know. There's 2 peas in each little, well, most of each little cell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 8, 9, 10. So no, I want to get quite a few in here. I want a good crop from them. I'll pop all the canes and everything in when I get them from the allotment. I've got some here, but they're not the real long ones, which I want. Well, that one's only got 1 in it. I'll perhaps try and squeeze another one in next to that one. So I've got nice root systems on them. Try not to break any of the roots off or anything. He says. Now, sometimes snapping a root stimulates growth anyway. It's not always a bad thing. If you see any little weeds or any... Oh, so can you believe it? Blooming memory card gets full. Just on about 2 away from the end. Oh. One of these days, everything will happen, like all the planets will align or something will happen, and I'll get one video out which I'll get everything right without buggering something up or forgetting something or whatever. Yeah, so anyway, I was just saying how good the root systems looked anyway. Let's pull one out, we'll have a look. Here we go. So yeah, they're pretty good, these root Charles Dowding's long seed tray things. I'm not sure what they're called. Maybe a CD40, I think. But they're quite good, quite fairly decent depth and what have you. So yeah, popped all the peas in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 all together. That should give me a half decent crop. Still got quite a few left over, which I'll possibly put some, like I say, over in the garden over there. Probably slug food, to be honest. I might give some to. I've got a couple of customers actually. What I'm going to go to this year, this week. What like peas and what have you, peas and beans. So I might give some to them. So if you're watching, Brian, I'll perhaps give you some of these Kent blue peas. I'm not going to do the sweet peas today because, like I say, I could really do with getting some more compost. The next video is going to be planting potatoes in some different mediums. Again, another little experiment. So if you don't want to miss that and you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit that bell notification. Thanks for watching, and if you've got anything from the video, please give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Tell me what I forgot. I haven't watered them, have I? Let me quickly water them. In fact, so yeah, so that's the only tool. Growing peas in here, they're actually going to be growing outside eventually. So maybe I should put them in position. Because they've only been in here a couple of days, so they probably don't need hardening off that much. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in their position now, I think, and give them a water there. The sun's down there at the moment, so it shouldn't be too bad. Peas are in the final position now then, and I've given them water, put some poles in. Not the correct poles, but just to show you what it will be like eventually. So yeah, they'll live here. I'll get the sweet peas in here next to them. I need to get some longer canes basically. Even though these are dwarf, the Kent blue peas are dwarf peas, they'll probably just be a little bit too tall for this here. So I just had to stop recording because it was on tilt lock. It wouldn't let me go up and down. But yeah, so they're looking quite happy now. I've just firmed them in again after I watered them, after I disturbed them. But leave them near this fabric container, tray filled with water, and hopefully that'll help draw the roots down to the bottom there. But yeah, hopefully you're going to get a nice crop from them. And Bill and Val sent me them originally, and they're beautiful little peas, with all nice flowers, and even the peas are quite beautiful. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Oh, little bee's come in. I know he's gone.